All right, welcome, Jim of All Trades World. Glad you made it by. My name's Jim. Welcome to the channel. Hope you're doing great this Tuesday afternoon. We're going to jump into the wave structure here, guys. I missed a video on Market Maker Monday, so I want to kind of hit a Market Maker Monday video, and then we'll take a peek at the S&P as a little bonus footage for traditional Tuesday. We'll take a peek at the NASDAQ and the S&P towards the end of the video. But I want to show you one of the best structures that the market makers print on our charts that really serves to really mess a lot of traders up. And if you learn this structure, it'll really help your trading. It's an Elliott wave structure that most Elliott wave guys are very used to, and this is a common maneuver of Bitcoin. So I just want to show you and hope it helps your trading. With that said, not here to give you financial advice. Just going to show you how I look at the market from an Elliott wave perspective. Okay, so market maker moves here. This is the computers that run their trades, guys. They have algorithms that print all kinds of structures on the charts. And one of the best structures that they print here is what we call a flat. Okay, it's a flat. Elliott calls it a flat. In this case, it's an expanded flat. And I'll show you how it works. Basically, you'll get as the market was impulsing to the upside, you get a three-wave correction right there. And then from that point, there are a lot of traders looking for the next leg to begin, the start of the next move to begin. So a lot of longs will come in here in this area and pump price up. Well, there are a lot of guys out there as well who are expecting, hey, on this move down, might just get a bit of a pullback and then continue down, which is why you get this motion right in here, this A, B right in at that location. Then price pumps up to here. It reaches some resistance. A lot of traders looking down. A lot of traders looking for this to pull back and continue up, right? That's the psychology of the way different guys trade. There's always people looking up and there's always people looking down. In other words, their retail traders are looking to take shorts and to take longs, okay? And the market makers know this, and so they've got to give you something to trade off of. They've got to print something on the chart with price. So it causes liquidity, causes you to want to take a trade. The problem is a lot of you are bad traders. You have the worst entry discipline out there, and so you end up chasing trades, chasing moves when you shouldn't be chasing them. You actually need to be understand the way waves move and then learn when structure breaks and when to take a trade. But if you want to learn that stuff, come on into the Discord. I've got a fantastic educational resource and a great community of guys who understand trading, and we've got a great strategy of trading. We don't trade. My current trade strategy isn't heavily. Elliott is not heavily involved, but Elliott is part of my overall analysis of the market, but I trade off of different structures that I see as well. But anyway, but that said, this helps me to interpret the market, what's going on, and make trading decisions for sure. But that said, if you want to learn that, warm invite into the Discord. Okay, keep it moving here. So what'll happen here is that they'll give you a three-wave move, and it'll break the high. Why? Because that's gonna pump the high. It's going to get a bunch of people bullish because everybody's bullish already, and give them a reason to get all excited and FOMO, and then boom, they stop on it. Now, what is that? Basically, it's called a 3-3-5 correction, a 3-3-5 correction, where the second three will come up 90% of the first three or higher. In this case, it broke the high, and then it'll impulse down and stop hunt the lows. Okay. Now the question is this going to roll over for one more wave? It could, or it's reversing and we're heading back up. But this is a very common wave structure, guys. It's a whipsaw, and other people's what some people call a whipsaw, basically, where price is going sideways. They whip the high, whip the low, and then they might go, or they might roll over deeper and then go to the upside. Either way, so all kinds of different ways to kind of visualize that wave structure. But in Elliott wave, we visualize that as a flat. So we would label this as 3 as an A, 3 for a B, 5 for a C, 3, 3, 5. In this particular case, it's a running flat because the C wave did not break the the bottom of A, unless this rolls over and breaks the bottom, which it totally could. I'm kind of looking for a potential rollover here. I want to see if it's going to happen or not. I'm not certain. Wave structure isn't clear here. It is a kind of a nice V-shaped recovery, so this may continue pumping to the upside with very small pullbacks. I'm watching wave structure here, not in any real trade right now. It took several nice shorts on this move down, but now wave structure is not super clear. Don't have a trade set up yet. That being said, you have to understand I do trade the very small time frame, guys. So a lot of times the trades I take are, I'm in and out in minutes. Sometimes less than an hour, sometimes less than 5 minutes. It just depends on how fast a wave is moving and the wave structures that are made, and whether a trade setup fits my criteria or not. So anyway, if this is a running flat, this is done, and this is you're gonna get small pullbacks, 3-wave pullbacks, and we're probably gonna impulse up here and take the high out. Okay, that's a potential move that could play. That's very common. In which case, this flat would be a wave 4, and this impulse wave to take the high would be a wave 5. But be careful, this last high that's created, that might be it. That might be the top. That might be the 5th wave of an impulse wave. We would look for more down. So this wave right here would be what we call in my group, as I interpret, the FOMO wave. This is the wave that gets everybody really, really FOMOing in. We had a fake out, double fake out. Here we go. We're going to the moon. Nope. It was just a stop hunt, and then we're really going down. Guys, this market is nasty in the way they move. So you got to understand wave structure for sure. All right, with that said, let's zoom out just a little bit and say, okay, what's going on here on the higher time frames? Okay, what I'm seeing here, let me delete that. There we go. Right there. I'm looking for 5 waves here. I've got 1. I got 2. All right. So the question is, where are we here? All right, where are we here? Well, this could be the top of 3 right there. This is wave 4. Could be getting to wave 5 at this point. That's going to take us up to 55, 56K. We might be heading in that direction. Now, I don't know that to be a fact, but that's an idea. That's one idea. Let's talk about some other ideas. Okay, that get a little bit. What we could have here is this might be wave 4 of wave 3, where you got 1, 2 right there. This is wave 3. That's wave 4. We get wave 5, stop hunt the high. That becomes, so then I have to move my larger wave 3 to here. We could get another, some kind of 3-wave down for a 4th wave, and then we get a 5th wave. So that's a possibility as well. So you got to watch out. That gets a little bit more complex, doesn't it? That really does. This could have and definitely have been the top of wave 3, so we're going to put 3 right there just as a potential here. That's really possible. And what could happen right now is that we could get a little bit more complex of a flat, in which case you'd say you have 3 down. We get 3, and this flat. This is actually an internal flat. 3, we get another flat to the upside, breaks the high again in 5 waves. It goes up for 5 waves, looks like the end of a wave, okay? And then all of a sudden, this comes down again for 5 waves to take these lows out. That's going to make the market look like a reversal, but what that actually would be is a larger, more complex flat. Then we go take the high one more time. All right, so that's on the table, guys. That is on the table as a real possibility. That would be right there that I just drew would be a fractal of exactly what happened right here. So wave structure provided what looked like a flat right here, okay? And then wave structure kind of looked like an ending diag, and I was one saying, hey guys, we might have just topped out. That looked like a top, right? But what they actually did here is provided an internal flat, okay? Let's see. So we're going to say we're actually going to move the B wave all the way up to here. We provided an internal flat for the B wave, the B of the B, and then they provided another move down for C. And here was a larger flat. And we talked about that possibility as we were doing the wave analysis when that was being played. I said, hey, that is a possibility. We have to see what happens here. And certainly wave structure, kind of validated that idea. Now, So if we get a hit to the high and then a breakdown to the lows, guys, it may well be the same kind of move, and then we get one more hit to the high, and that'll take us into the end of February, into March, price action. Then maybe at the beginning of March, we might see some downside action, but that would be a 5-wave impulse wave, and Elliott wavers would sit up and listen and say, hey, there's 5 waves there. We gotta watch out for at least a larger correction. Okay, so that's what we're looking at, and that's the way the market makers play it, and that's the beauty of Elliott wave. It gives you an interpretation of those waves that help you make sense of it. It's not just random up and down. There's actually some logic here that you can actually pay attention to. All right, guys. Well, that's all I've got for you today. Learn what flats do, guys. I mean, learn that wave structure. Man, this is really impulsing pretty well. This is, just kind of keeps breaking the high, breaking the high, breaking the high. That doesn't mean it's going to continue forever. There might be a 3-wave pullback here, but it may be a very shallow one. So let me just warn you here for a very shallow move, and then boom. This might have been one of the shallow moves that we got. I'm not sure there. I feel like this needs to come down for 3. But that 3 may be, like I said, very shallow, and then they'll continue up to the upside. So watch out for something like that, okay? And they could go up and hit the high. So it might go up fairly quickly from here, so be careful. All right, guys, with that said, I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Thanks for stopping by the channel. Hope that helps you a little bit. Let's finish up here with a quick look at the NASDAQ, guys. A little quick look at the NASDAQ. Guys, we are starting to break some structure right here at the top. We've got a 5-wave shape. Look, check it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and we're starting to roll over a little bit. We're going to see if we get some follow through on this trend line here. But nevertheless, that's something to pay attention to. Draw that trend line right there. If that trend line breaks, that's going to be a good signal for a much deeper correction. So let's see how price develops here. But guys, we have a wave 4 and a 5 look to this, guys. It looks very how do I say it? It looks very bearish here for now, unless price action changes, of course, the next day, and we get a green candle that pops to the upside. But right now we're threatening a break to the downside, which may simply mean just a small correction and we go up again, or this could be the beginning of a much larger move to the downside. Let's see what happens. But that's the way I'm looking at the market. That's the way I'm looking at the NASDAQ and the S&P. Same thing. You kind of get in this rollover motion here. Is this just going to pull back and go up, or is this going to break the structure here? So watch this trend line right there. If you get a break of this one to the downside, that's going to indicate a bigger correction, a larger correction that might be imminent. All right? All right, guys, there it is. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Be careful, guys. Lots of shenanigans happening at the tops right now. Lots of FOMOers out there. You guys who are part of the Gem of All Trades world, you guys know that to keep even keel and chill out, the market always comes back. Hey, I'll see you tomorrow for Wisdom Wednesday, and we'll give you an update video as well on Bitcoin, maybe if we have time. But if you need, just regular up-to-date information on Bitcoin's movements, that's what I provide in the Discord, plus an educational environment and a community of traders. So it's a really well worth the price of admission. So come on in. With that said, have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.